last couple of seasons, fishing's been dominated by hard lure fishing. There's so many different ways you can work and retrieve them. They suspend really slowly, cast them out, you can count them down over seconds, and everything from a steady wind to pausing and just twitching them ever so gently along the bottom like a wounded bait fish, to big aggressive slackline bounces can trigger fish to bite. And it's a technique that for me personally has accounted for quite a few decent pike and perch over the last few seasons. Now we've got a little bit of weed in this bait, so a more aggressive twitchy retrieve. Tiny little twitches can trigger fish on these. It makes them one of the most versatile kinds of lures that you can fish with. And I mean, most people associate hard bait fishing with a summer tactic, and it's absolutely not the case. Certainly some of your dumpy style crankbaits and your floaters work really well all year round, but these slow suspending twitch baits, you really can fish at the speed that suits the fish, whether that be tiny little taps and short winds, big aggressive bounces.
Oi, oi, we're back with a rack, and it's a pleasure and an honour. Hold on a minute, I've got my shadow in your face, that's no good. It's a pleasure and honour to meet Robbie Northam, Savage Gear consultant.
Yep.
Hi Rob, nice to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you, mate.
Lovely. So what you got there?
Well,
it's a green rod, I noticed. I never noticed before.
It is. It's the most carpy lure fishing rod on the market. It's one of the Savage Gear SG4 and SG4 AG reels. But this is my favourite style of lure for winter fishing for pike and perch. See, I think back to my youth on the rivers. I used to throw around things like Shakespeare, big S's and catch fish, and for some reason I just left that behind. In the last few years, I've just been captivated by hard bait fishing a lot more than I used to be. One of my favourite lures, and they're just so versatile. Perch fishing, pike fishing, you name it. It's twitch bait. I've been fishing a lot most seasons with these gravity twitches.
Okay.
It's a 9.5 centimetre suspending lure, and the thing I really like about this style of lure is they're so versatile.
Yeah.
You can just cast them out, let them sink to the depth you want, whether you wind them super.
But they're suspended, can they sink?
Yeah, yeah. So, so the sink rate might be 2 or 3 seconds per foot. So, and the thing I like about them with that slow sink rate is that you can fish them really aggressively and high in the water, or you can fish them really slow and low, and like tiny movements of the rod tip will make it shimmer like a dying fish, right through to big slackline jerks to make it bolt erratically, just like a fleeing bait fish.
It's a bit different, isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the last few years, even for a lure this small, they've done me pike to over 28 and perch to over 4.
Really? Have they really? Yeah. Wow.
It's just
I suppose there's a crossover there. You might catch a big perch, and you might catch a pike, and who knows what pike take on the day.
Yeah.
So you kind of like got the best of both worlds.
I'll tell you what I like to call it, being hopeful.
Hopeful, the hopeful lure.
But there's a few key things to
like
fishing with hard baits, and one of the things that's really important is picking the right rod. When you're hard bait fishing, sometimes the takes are on a slack line, so having a rod that's forgiving, that won't pull the hooks out when the fish run, is important. So this action is quite tippy. I wouldn't class it as through, but it's kind of a mid-action rod. And again, I like to have my drag set quite light so the fish can run as soon as it hooks up, and that will help you retain most of your hook holds. But if you haven't given it a go, definitely give something like these gravity twitches a try. And I'll tell you what, they work well for bass as well, and I understand you're a fan of bass.
I like bass, yeah. That's on my list. It's on my list.
Talking about bass, I've got a little treat here. So, this is a new rod to the range, and this is a saltwater SGS4.
SGS4?
Yeah, and it's a medium range rod. It doesn't cost a fortune or break the bank, although I've paired it with probably our flagship reel, the new SGS10, and
nice.
I'll tell you what, this is a work of art.
It does look a bit saucy, Rob, I've got to tell you now, it does look a bit saucy.
Oh, it's fantastic, but this is a 9'2", 8 to 44 gram, and it's quite a through action rod again. because I like to fish with jerk baits and lures like that, it retains good hook holds even when you're playing fish at long range or if they make big runs under your feet.
Love it, mate, love it.
And it's in blue to match my jacket.
Well, listen, it's got to match, innit? If it don't match...
What's your favourite bass lure colour?
Bass lure colour?
Yeah.
It's got to be blue, mate, it's got to be blue.
Blue chrome.
Yeah.
Blue chrome. Even the lure matches the combo.
And I've not done a lot, hold my hands up. It's all going to change this year, hopefully, but I've not done a lot of bass luring, but I tell you now, if I went out to a water, it blue, silver, you know, and that's...
Yeah,
those colours.
It's always a staple for me when I'm fishing for bass. I love a blue silver, or you can't go wrong with a conventional white. It's always a successful colour for bass. But white, blue, silver, maybe a little bit of sort of khaki or brown, just when the water's a little bit more coloured or fishing at night. But
so a darker colour for fishing at night, or coloured water. See, it don't make sense. Everyone goes the opposite, don't they?
Yeah. See,
it don't always work like that.
Comes back to my perch fishing. If I'm fishing a muddy water, I really like to fish with a dark brown or black lure a lot of the time. There's something that works very well for me. Whereas, I mean, your bright colours can work, but it all comes to experimentation on the day and on the venue. And this one I'm certainly excited to put into action this summer for some bass. And
it looks a strong rod, Rob.
Yeah, it is. It's although it's quite flexy, you can put good bend into that.
Oh, you can get a bend on that, can't you? Yeah.
About breaking it. So, that's going to be one of our middle of the road bass rods and quite affordable to most anglers.
Yeah. Any idea how much they are? RIP?
I have a feeling they're probably going to come in around 120 or
120,
I'll have to double check that though. So I've only just got my hands on these myself.
Sorry, I won't hold you to that, don't worry. But not sort of what you want to smash on the rocks?
No. But we do an S2 range as well, which is a cheaper end saltwater rod.
Okay.
So there's something in the range to suit sort of every style of fishing. So if you are a rock angler and you bash your rods up a bit, or you're prone to breaking them, and I'm very prone to breaking rods, whether it's step on them or falling into trees. And
are they all different length?
Yeah, so they do them in a range of lengths. This is a precision lure specialist, so 9'2".
9'2".
Better for surf casting, but they do them down in sort of 7 and 8 foot models as well for you guys who like to fish from boats or kayaks. And I think there's a couple of longer ones as well.
I mean, if you're trying to cast over the surf and bring it back, you might need a decent cast, mightn't you?
Yeah. Well,
so
I do a lot
the 9 foot there comes into play then, does it?
Definitely.
Rather than a 7 foot.
Definitely. And I do a lot of shore jigging with metals as well, and having a rod that I can really punch out and cast a long range with is quite important to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I ideally want to be able to sort of hit 100 yards when the fish are ranged out and just sort of...
That's a good range, Rob.
Yeah.
Got to tell you now,
Lifting and dropping.
What sort of line are we looking at for that sort of casting?
Something like £20 HDA.
£20, okay,
Nice smooth FG leader knot, and usually something like...
Is that braid? Sorry, is that braid, £20 braid?
Yeah.
Not £20 mono, no.
Yeah, I mean some guys go lighter, but I mean I've bumped into a few big bass in the past. You wouldn't want something that can handle them.
I know, I mean, for bass fishing, would you use a leader, like a mono leader?
Yeah, so I usually fish about 3 or 4 foot of fluorocarbon, usually in a similar or matching breaking strain.
Right. Okay.
And that for me works really well.
Yeah, and that takes care of the rocks and stuff like that, or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Any abrasion going on out there.
Love with that fancy handle there.
I know.
I've got this.
Caught my eye earlier.
I'm waiting for around mid-April time when our seas warm up on the East Anglian coast.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out there chasing
Can't
bass.
wait, mate. Can't wait.
Fresh combo for this year. Might even treat myself to a kayak.
You're so lucky. I've got the kayak. You've got the rod.
Yeah. Could trade.
Well, no, I could buy a few rods for my kayak. There, mate. Oh, mate. Let's have a look at the guides.
So they're sea guides on the Savage rods.
Okay. What's the difference? Do you know?
It's just
testing your skills as a consultant now.
Yeah, just a different brand to Fuji. I've found them quite durable and they stand up to a few drops and knocks on the rocks, which is important for me, being a clumsy angler.
That's right. Yeah, they feel nice and tough. I won't go bending them around, nothing like that, but...
Oh, they'll get plenty of bending.
I know they will, I know you. Lovely. Alright, Robbie, thanks ever so much, mate. It's been a pleasure chatting to you.
You too, mate.
Thanks ever so much, take care.
Perfect.